Alright, we're back. We managed to convince this dustman that we actually belong here.
I'm gone.
Junk. I'm looking for zombies. 79 and 42. This reanimated corpse has had its lips sewn shut. Yeah, it's 310. Alright, check that one.
I want to be buried with her.
I'm gone.
I continue around the outside of this room first.
All right.
Fire bar. Dustman request. Containers locked.
What's up, Chief? Sure, why not? Open.
This iron pry bar can be used to pry open doors, chests, and even the occasional reluctant rib cage. It also makes for a good bludgeoning weapon when there's no time for subtlety. To use the pry bar to force a locked door... Yeah, okay, got it. I wonder if the pry bar is actually better than other weapons at that. I don't know. I don't know if that's something that they actually implemented or not. This is a collection of junk. Small springs, broken bolts, and a cracked gear too. It looks like someone felt these pieces might be useful one day, but they seem pretty useless to you. Well, it's fine, we'll carry it around anyway. A dustman request. A note written on a scrap of dry parchment. Contact the necromancer responsible for raising contractual worker 42. I know that's one of the ones that we needed to find. I know he's examined the skeleton before, but I am certain the initial raising of the body was warped. The worker still responds to commands, but when it has completed a task, it resumes pacing in the same circular pattern it did before. So that's a skeleton, not a zombie. We haven't seen any skeletons yet, although I just saw one a second ago. Over here. The doll recently informed me that worker 42 exhibited the same walking pattern when it was a zombie decades ago. There may be a soul echo in the marrow, or the skeleton's age may have caused the magic animating him to decay. One of the initiates suggested it may be following an order issued by a higher-ranking dustman in the past, but I have found no records of such an order. Whatever the reason for its behavior, the matter is to be resolved or the worker replaced.
I'm gone.
I wonder if this is 42. Clot Charm heals 9 points and then gives some physical resistances. This glistening blood drop is as hard and smooth as a pearl. When placed on the tongue, it dissolves instantly and spreads through the user's bloodstream. The charm stimulates the user's blood into clotting and scabbing over existing wounds, healing any minor damage the user may have suffered before consuming the charm. Furthermore, as long as the charm is in effect, the player's blood becomes more aware of new wounds that occur, especially any attacks that draw blood. The charmed individual becomes more resistant to slashing and piercing attacks as their blood clots and scabs over the wound as soon as the flesh is torn. Nine hit points. That one does... Okay, so this actually is like a buff rather than a heal. Just a sec. Okay.
What's up?
Skeleton. These skeletons have been given a semblance of life through necromancy. Although these skeletons have no ligaments or musculature, their joints are bound with thin metal bolts, and their bones appear bound with leather straps and cords wound beneath their armor. Skeletons suffer less damage from any slashing or piercing weapons. Crushing weapons, such as clubs and hammers, inflict normal damage. As is tradition. Can I rename a save? Yeah, there we go. Ready. The corpse's meaty head was clearly severed at some point and hastily sewn back on. Several different sets of stitching, all in various states of unraveling, seem to indicate that the head is constantly being knocked back off and reattached during the course of its work. A number, 79, has been cut into its temple, circumscribed by a fanged circle that appears to have been branded on its forehead. This is the one we were looking for. The fanged circle looks like it was branded on the corpse's forehead long ago, presumably before it died. It might be a religious icon of some sort, or a rite of passage. You notice that one of the recesses between the inner fangs has a small triangle within it, as if it has some special significance. I wonder if the space between the fangs matches the grooves on this copper earring that I have.
My journal.
Corpse makes no reply. Looks too far gone to answer any of your questions. Found a strange, fanged circular symbol on the forehead of Zombie 79. Just looking at the symbol reminded me of an ancient copper earring I got from the southeast preparation room. Perhaps the two are connected. Insert your fingernail into the notch that matches where the triangle was pointing in the fanged circle you saw on Zombie 79's forehead. You hook your fingernail into the third groove from the top and press it inwards. As you do, there is a click, and the top of the earring snaps open. Not only can you wear the earring now, it also looks like there's a secret compartment inside the earring. Shake it, see if anything comes out. Shake the earring, but nothing comes out. Whatever was hidden in the earring is gone now. So I can wear it, but nothing was in it, and it doesn't do anything, but the earring might be worth more to a merchant as a result.
All right.
This looks to be the corpse of a well-aged, even ancient woman. Aside from the embalming fluid stink, the stitches sealing her mouth, and the number 679 stitched onto her right cheek, it's likely she looks only slightly different now than she did in her final years. Wow.
Hello, deadly and delicious. Yeah,
We're
good
just
as
gonna
done.
keep hitting on the zombies, apparently. This animated skeleton smells horrible, as if it had only been freshly stripped and prepared. Its jaw and major joints are tightly bound with leather straps, and a rough smock has been thrown over it. The number 1221 has been chiseled onto its forehead. Examine the skeleton carefully. Someone has taken care to bind the bones of the skeleton with leather straps, woven around the body in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. The straps are secured to metal bolts punched into the skeleton's joints. This skeleton looks like it has seen a great deal of service. Many of its bones are chipped, and its numerous fractures are bound with sealant and foul-smelling glues. Whoa, Chief. Try and pry out the skeleton's joint bolts. Whoa, Chief, that's vandalism. These bolts are probably the only thing holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy only goes so far with these old fellows, you know? Oh, I didn't want to cause any permanent damage. Oh, it's not a problem. Morty does a strange bobbing motion that you think might be a shrug. Just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. By all means, go ahead. Huh. So it's interesting that, like, it doesn't look like actually doing this, is good or evil. But, like, observing it gave me that choice. Wonder if this Greybeard would mind if I borrowed his body. Greybeard? Greybeard, you know, geezer, old feller, yellow, dog, old. Well, I don't think he's in any position to object. Why not take his body? Mort studies the skeleton for a moment, then shakes his head. Nah, I need a fresher one than this. And something with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured. And you're not? Oh, you're a sackful of lass. Morty glares at you. Besides, you're one to talk, Burke. Mirrors beg for mercy when you're around. Oh yeah, at least I have all my parts. Morty snorts. You're not quite sure how he manages without lungs. Okay, I'm gonna test something, but then I'm probably gonna load. Yeah, okay, never mind. I know that you can, I do know that there's some conversations you can do that result in something for Morty, so that's what I was testing there.
Do you want to get buried
Oops.
together?
Okay. So it does seem like I can, oops, hold on. Seems like there's a little delay between, like,
Done.
finishing a conversation and actually being able to save. I should be careful about that. Also, I'm noticing that when I load, my combat log is going away. No, there it's back. Maybe I just accidentally wait a minute. Wonder what the hotkey for that is, if anything. Okay. Try and pry at the skeleton's joint bolts. Using your pry bar, you rip the bolts from the skeleton's joints. The skeleton collapses, some of its bones still twitching. Sorry about that.
All right.
Is that actually worth anything? Well, I did get like an iron spike. It's worse than that though. Leather strap. Wooden club.
Done.
I doubt any of that is actually worth much, but hold on to it just in case.
I'm gone.
The numbers 613 are cut deeply into this plotting corpse's forehead. But an inch of shredded, leathery skin separates the 1 and 3. Looking closely, you can barely make it a 2 carved there. Interesting.
All right. Done.
Looks like every time one of these dustmen sees us, we will they'll come check on us to see if we what we're doing, but once we've
Done.
like convinced them we belong, it doesn't we're fine. A mortuary sanctum key.
Done.
Just hanging out in a little area there.
Done.
Okay, so this actually takes me back to where I was previously. But it opened up one of those doors. Hammer 1 to 6 crushing. Again, kind of same thing there.
What's up?
Done. All right.
And this zombie worker looks different.
I'm gone.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and get this guy to see us so we can... Oh, I see a skeleton in around. Gonna try and get all the dustmen so that they stop bothering me later. The skeleton turns to face you. 42 has been chiseled onto its forehead, and a number of its bones, mostly the jaws and joints, have been bound with leather straps. A black smock is draped over its body. I think this is the corpse I had that memory about. Hold on, I want to see something. I wonder if having, It's interesting that he said, what are you still doing here? I wonder if, like, they will come up to us if we, like, hang around too much. I wanted to see if having Morty closer would change any of the dialogue. I don't know if, like, they have to be, like, your companions have to be with, like, in range and see what you're doing, or they just need to be, like, with you somewhere. You know, like in your party. At the sound of your voice, the skeleton suddenly straightens up. It crosses its arms over its chest, and its fingers hook into its rib cage. Cross your arms over your chest. In response, the skeleton drops its arms to its side. The leather cord securing the skeleton's torso snap. In the rib cage, folds outward like a pair of double doors. Reach in and feel around. To your surprise, your hand vanishes. As you reach inside the ribcage, you have a strange feeling it's somewhere else. As you reach inside the ribcage, your hand bumps against an invisible object. About the size of a fist, and seems to be attached to the skeleton's spine. Take it out. As you pull the items out, the skeleton suddenly disintegrates, and the iron bolts securing its joints clatter to the floor. Whatever this item was, it seems to have been the only thing holding it together. It looks like an unremarkable lump of iron. You can't imagine why someone would hide it inside the ribcage of a skeleton. Examining it, as you place both of your hands on the lump of iron to examine it, there's a hiss, and the metal evaporates, leaving behind a strange dagger and a handful of coins wrapped inside a dirty cloth, and 2 bloody teardrops. These look like they were inside the lump of iron. I wonder... Okay, it doesn't look like we could, like, see the value of items. So... Don't know if any of them will actually be worth anything. Green steel knife. 1 to 4, that looks like an upgrade over the scalpel.
Done.
Convince the rest of these dustmen not to bother us. Go ahead and do the same with this one.
All right.
Maybe they will leave us alone for a little bit now.
I'm gone.
That one looks different. 1148.
Want to trade death experiences?
All right. Done.
Yeah, they are saying, like, what are you still doing here? I wonder if they'll get mad at us if we hang around for too long. The number 1146 is carved into the forehead of this walking corpse. Its lips are sewn together with coarse black thread. The entire body is covered in horrible scars, worse even than your own, as if its owner had been burned to death. Its nose, ears, and several digits are missing, presumably charred away in some long-ago conflagration. As you block its path to get its attention, it stops and gazes at you with vacant eyes. Conflagration is one of those words which, like, I've seen written many, many times, but have probably never actually said out loud. This skeleton has either seen a great deal of combat, or has fallen down one too many staircases. Both its arms and legs have been broken and rebuilt with the aid of leather straps and thin iron rods. The front of its skull bears the number 863, but the back of the skull has caved in, forming an empty cavity. You notice that someone has taken advantage of this and tucked a rolled up piece of parchment inside the skull. Take the parchment out. You slip the parchment out of the worker's skull. Oddly enough, it looks as if this skull cavity is intended to store messages. A tiny string is attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, as if to keep the parchment from accidentally falling out. You unlock the string and glance over the parchment. It looks like a reminder from one of the mortuary custodians. Judging from its note, the skeleton seems to be a walking messenger of sorts. As you take a second glance, you realize it is stopped in front of the slab because it can't figure out how to move past it.
I'm gone.
Check this note in just a second.
All right.
I was pretty sure I checked these already, but just double checking. Mortuary reminder message. This rolled up piece of parchment appears to be some sort of message the skeleton in the mortuary was supposed to deliver. This is the third and last request for the pry bar. If it has been misplaced, tell me, and I shall go to the hive market and purchase another. I have no objection to maintaining the contracted workers, but I've been trying to repair the skeletons, and the bolts are wedged in so tight I can't get them out. Also, some of the locks on the storage cabinets on the third floor have become stuck again due to heat, and I need the pry bar to snap them open as well. If the pry bar is indeed lost, I will see about procuring the services of a locksmith and having the cabinet locks replaced. Your aid in this matter would be appreciated.
All right.
I don't think we need more than one junk. Get some loot. Okay, let's see if I can
Forced it.
bust stuff up with my crowbar. Looks like I can.
All right.
Dustman Embalming Charm, Lesser. Invokes Embalming Minor. No clue what that means. This strange metal bracelet has directions inscribed on the side of it. Judging from the crude text, it appears that the bracelet works by being held by a living creature, then pronouncing a mantra to the true death. It is touched to the forehead of a zombie or skeleton. When this is done, the minor enchantment held within the item spreads to the corpse, strengthening their bones, killing traces of corpse rot and or grave mold, and helps the sealing of minor tears in the skin. Hit points in AC looks like. Bone Charm. This old finger bone has been hollowed out and tiny symbols have been scratched onto its surface. The user must snap it in two to activate it. When snapped, the bone temporarily strengthens the user's skeleton and acts as a ward against breaks and fractures. The charm gives the user an overall bonus to their armor class and additional resistance against crushing damage. Corpsefly invokes Swarm Curse. This corpsefly looks like it was frozen. It appears to be dead, but you can't be sure. The magic contained within the charm is activated when the insect is consumed. When swallowed, the recipient suddenly becomes extremely nauseous. A few seconds later, the charmed individual expels a stream of insects from their nose and mouth. Provided the charmed individual can keep their wits about them after the casting, the caster can send this cloud to attack a target. Mortuary task list. Someone has penned a series of tasks in red ink on this scrap of parchment. I would like the contracted workers to be inspected thrice daily. At the end of each work shift, when the new initiates come on duty. We have experienced too many contracted collapses while engaging in heavy labor as of late, and I fear the embalming enchantments initially used on the corpses may be decaying, or may have been warped somehow. If the contracted workers could be inspected every 8 hours, and raised if they have collapsed, then this would prevent the backlog of shells in the preparation rooms, and free up contracted workers for other duties. I do not wish collapsed bodies to be disposed of. When possible, the original contracted shells are to be raised and made to resume their duties. I have included spare embalming charms within the shells for the initiates on duty. They are to be used only when the shells cannot be repaired with stitching, bandaging, or applications of embalming fluid. Okay, I need to take a super quick break. I will be right back. Alright, let's finish exploring here. I wonder if this somebody like, looked red because he was in like red lighting. That's what seems to be happening with that one.
Done.
I think I checked this already. Corpus' slightly misshapen head appears to be held together by a number of narrow metal bands bolted directly onto the skull. A rusting iron plate over its left eye has the number 475 etched onto it. Its mouth is bolted shut, and it reeks of embalming fluid.
Done.
Skeleton? The skeleton seems particularly old. The leather straps binding it together are cracked and worn. The word repent has been carefully engraved into its forehead with some amount of skill. A rougher hand later chiseled 996 onto both its temples.
I'm gone.
This skeleton, number 748, according to the number chiseled above its brow, is odd only in that some of its teeth appear to be false. False ones made of reddish-brown stone, clearly not valuable. However, as its caretakers would have otherwise removed them. Okay. Okay, I think I've done everything up here. Let me, I wonder what happens if I talk to these guys again. Oh. Alarm. Okay. I guess it's just the same dialogue.
I'm gone.
So I wonder what that opened. Okay, so that opened that. Were there stairs down here? Actually, yes, there were. I wonder if that opens this door as well. It does.
What's up? Yeah?
I'm gone.
And this one too? Okay. One more zombie to check on before we go downstairs again. The especially ghastly looking female corpse is missing its ears, nose, and lips. In order to sew her jaw closed, whoever prepared her had to draw the skin especially tight around the mouth. You can still see a line of crooked yellow teeth through the open slit that remains. The number 891 has been carved into the flesh of her brow.
Your coffin or mine?
I'm gone.
Morty, you're depraved. These don't, combine.
I'm gone.
This stuttering corpse has had its eyes sewn shut, as well as its mouth. The number 732 is carved into its brow. The thread work that keeps its ocular cavities sealed looks extremely old. You wonder if the eyes were sewn shut before or after the man's death. You notice that he is carrying a huge tome in his hands, as if taking it somewhere. Take the tome from his hands carefully. You carefully take the tome from the corpse's hands. It doesn't seem to notice. The tome appears to be a book of enchantments and wards. It is filled with diagrams and charts, detailing various aspects of the necromantic arts. The book is extremely heavy. As awkward as the zombie is, it must be extremely strong. Okay. Tome of Bone and Ash. This worn, leather-bound tome lists diagrams and charts detailing several minor wards and enchantments. There are numerous drawings of skeletons' bones and the manner by which they may be preserved over time. Of particular interest is the section regarding guardians. Apparently, the dustmen animate corpses of fallen giants to serve as guardians for the mortuary. To make them even deadlier, armory and enchantments are woven into their breastplates to help shield them from attacks. The book is much too complex for you to absorb all at once, but it looks as if you could refer to these certain sections when the need arises. Interesting.
Done.
The plaque on this beer is blank. That's another word I don't immediately know how to pronounce. These metallic blue tapestries are made of thin chain links. Okay.
Done.
So
All right.
another dustman over there. Okay, this one's gonna... oh, this is interesting. He has different dialogue. You see a stern-looking man in black robes. He is glaring at you suspiciously. You. State your business. I seem to have gotten turned around in these halls. Are there any guides who can direct visitors? The dustman frowns. He seems skeptical. There are guides that can direct you in the antechamber. Do not wander the mortuary unescorted. Thank you for your assistance. I'll go speak to the guide. Okay, seemed to work.
Done.
I wonder if this guy is also going to come talk to us. This is probably the same thing.
Done.
Okay, interesting that he does not seem to automatically want to fight us. There's an odd symbol on this plaque. It looks like a screaming skull with sharp blades protruding from its sides. Real quick, I just want to check this takes me back to the beginning. Yep.
I'm gone.
Door is locked. We'll need a key. Let's talk to this guy. You see a tired-looking man in a black robe. His narrow face is extremely pale, and he doesn't look as if he's been sleeping. His shoulders are slumped, and the flesh sags loosely beneath his bloodshot eyes. He looks so lost in thought he doesn't even notice you.
A Updated my journal.
Greetings. Greetings. The man turns to face you and makes a slight bow. You suddenly notice that his eyes aren't bloodshot, so much as they have a red tinge to them. I am Sogo. How may I? He suddenly seems to notice your scars. In the corner of his mouth twitches. I'm sorry, Syrah. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. I do not recall admitting you. Sogo looks at you suspiciously, and his eyes gleam red in the light of torches. May I ask what you're doing here? I was here for an interment earlier, paying my respects. I'm ready to leave, but I seem to have gotten turned around. Can you help me find the exit? Sogo nods, and the corner of his mouth twitches. Why, of course. These halls can be confusing to visitors. No harm done, but you're not permitted here in the mortuary after 9 bells. Let me open the front gate for you. So that is one way out of the mortuary. You could also, of course, like, fight him if you wanted to. Or I was gonna say pickpocket, but I don't think you can actually be a thief right now. Very well, the gate is now unlocked, but you cannot re-enter. Can I ask you some questions before I leave? You may ask. Are you alright? You look tired. Sogo manages a weak smile, and the corners of his mouth twitch slightly. I have recently taken ill. Minor fevers, nothing more. Sometimes they make sleep difficult. Anything I could do? He shakes his head. No, thank you for your concern. I will endure. He frowns slightly. Something else you wanted? You know someone named Farad? Farad? Of course I know him. He frowns, and his eyes gleam red. A ghoulish man. No respect for the dead, and even less for the living. He's a scavenger. A collector. Collector? Collectors make their living gathering corpses and bringing them here to the mortuary. We then make sure the bodies receive a proper burial. So if a collector found a body, mine for example, they might have brought it here and sold it to you? Yes. Suddenly it's extremely important that I find this ferret. Do you know where I could find him? I know he resides in the Hive, the slums outside the mortuary, but I do not know exactly where. Some of the other collectors may know, if they'll talk to you. I'm missing a journal. Have you seen one? A journal? He seems confused. No, I have not. I think that was all the questions? Yeah. Okay. Oops. Still trying to press F5 to quick save.
I'm gone.
Oh, by the way, I think you start out at level 3. Yeah, that's why I haven't leveled up already. Morty starts at level 2.
What?
I'm gone.
This is a large tomb. The marble surface gives it a rather elegant look. Ooh, a ghost. Leonara. This looks very similar to what we saw in the intro movie.
All right.
You see a strikingly beautiful ghostly form before you. Her arms are crossed, and her eyes closed. She has long, flowing hair, and her gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. As you watch, she stirs slightly, and her eyes flicker.
You! What is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you, my love.
My love, do I know you? The spirit makes a begging motion with her hands. How can it be that the thieves of the mind continue to steal my name from your memory? Do you not remember me, my love? The ghost stretches out her arms. Think. The voice becomes desperate again. The name Deonara must evoke some memory within you. I think I feel the stirrings of memory. Tell me more. Perhaps your words shall chase the shadows from my mind, Deonara. Oh, at last the fates show mercy. Even death cannot chase me from your mind, my love. Do you not see? Your memories shall return. Tell me how I can help you, and I shall. Do you know who I am? You are one both blessed and cursed, my love. And you are one who is never far from my thoughts and hearts. Blessed and cursed? What do you mean? The nature of your curse should be apparent, my love. Look at you. She points at you. Death rejects you. Your memories have abandoned you. Do you not pause and wonder why? I'm still trying to get my bearings, actually. What else can you tell me about myself? I know that you once claimed you loved me, and that you would love me until death claimed us both. I believed that, never knowing the truth of who you were, what you were. And what am I? You. I cannot. She freezes and speaks slowly, carefully, as if her voice frightens her. The truth is this. You are one who dies many deaths. These deaths have given the knowing of all things mortal. And in your hands lie the spark of life. And death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves you can bring forth. As Dianara speaks the words, a crawling sensation wells up in the back of your skull. You suddenly feel compelled to look at your hands. As you lift it up and look at it, you can see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring into your muscles, and in turn giving strength to your bones.
Gained an ability.
What? And you know Dianara is right. You suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest spark of life from the body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies and intrigues you. You have remembered how to raise others from the dead. To access this ability, select the Special Abilities button. I wonder if this is part of unfinished business. Mod, I'm not sure.
Updated my
I had
journal.
other questions. Nothing now, I shall return. Hold on a moment. I learned much when I traveled with you, my love. And what you have lost I have retained. I have not divulged all I know to you. My sight is clear whilst you fumble in darkness for a spark of thoughts. And what is your sight sees that I do not? Time itself relaxes. Time itself relaxes as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my vision. I see you, my love. I see as you are now. He goes quiet. What is it? What do you see? I see what love lies ahead of you. It ripples through the plains, stemming outward from this point. Shall I speak of what I see? Tell me. First, I require a promise. Promise you will return. That you will find some means to save me or join me. I swear I will find some means to save you or join you.
This is what my eyes see, my love. Unfettered by the shackles of time. You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the plains. You shall come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive, and be immortal no longer. I know that you must die, while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
Updated my journal.
I still can. I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. You claim you have lost your memory. Perhaps it is a side effect of countless deaths. If so, what more will you lose in successive deaths? If you lose your mind, you will not even know enough to realize that you cannot die. You shall be truly doomed. Countless deaths? How long has this been going on? I do not truly know, except that it has gone on long enough. Who are you? The spirit makes a... Okay, hold on, I already did this line. Can you tell me where I am? Where are you? Why you're here with me, my love. As in the times when life was something both of us shared. Now it is the eternal boundary that separates us. Eternal boundary? She sounds saddened. It is a barrier I fear I shall never cross, my love. It's the barrier between your life and what remains of mine. I need to escape this place. Can you help me? As you're about to ask Diana the question that catches your throat, it occurs to you that if you tell her you're looking for an escape route, she may feel as though you're abandoning her. You are going to ask her how to leave. You'll need to be delicate about it. Diana, I am in danger. Can you guide me to a place of safety? I shall return as soon as I can to speak to you again. In danger? She looks concerned. Of course, my love. I will aid you in any way I can. She closes her eyes for a moment, and you watch an ethereal zephyr pass through her body, stirring her hair. After a moment, the zephyr dies, and her eyes open slowly. Perhaps there is a way. Yes. I sense that this place holds many doors, shrouded from mortal eyes. Perhaps you could use one of the portals as a mean to escape. Portals? Portals are holes in existence, leading to destinations in the inner and outer planes. If you could find the proper key, you could escape through one of them. Key? She pauses for a moment, as if attempting to remember. Portals will reveal themselves when you have the proper key. Unfortunately, these keys can be almost anything. An emotion, a piece of wood, a dagger of silvered glass, a scrap of cloth, a tune you hum to yourself. I fear that the dustmen are the only ones who know the keys you could use to leave their halls, my love. See, I had other questions. Okay, I think I exhausted the dialogue options here.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
She smiles, but there is only sadness in it. She closes her eyes, and with an ethereal whisper, she fades. You back with me, Chief? You kind of drifted out on me there. No, I'm fine. Do you know who that spirit was? Eh? Spirit? The specter I was talking to. The woman. You were rattling your bone box with some woman? Where? Morty looks around excited. What'd she look like? She was right on top of the beer, didn't you see her? No, you just kind of drifted out for a bit there. Just stood there, statue-like. I was worried you'd got addled on me again. No, I'm fine, I think. Let's move on.
I feel stronger.
The plaque on the beer says, here lies Diana. Okay, I wonder if she will come back if I come up here. Okay, she does. Okay, I leveled up. How well do I know this name? This game. I would say I played it, I think, 3 times, maybe twice. I've never played the unfinished business mod, which I have installed this time. It's been a few years since I last played it. So I would say that, I know the general beats of the game. I don't remember a lot of the very specific details of it, though. Also, hello, Jodo. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's all up. Saving throws. Character points, 10 hit points. Okay, now I didn't remember what I was actually going to level up. Shoot. Remember researching that? I did, yeah, actually, yeah. I actually wasn't sure if the resurrection ability was part of the main game or the unfinished business, but I did get it from her, yeah. Okay. We've actually got an ad break coming up shortly here. And I may redo this level up because I forget how I actually wanted to do my level up. So I was gonna try and kind of min-max my skills here. And not like over level skills that I don't need at the because I can like buff them up later. Let me just throw it into wisdom for the time being. Yeah, I got the raised that ability. The most precious gift is bestowed upon all who are lost to the living. The Nameless One is able to cast it 3 times per day and is replenished when he rests. This spell restores life back to any slain individual. No saving throw required. Check my journal here. I met a dustman named Sogo at the mortuary front gate. He looks tired, as if he hasn't slept in weeks. Judging from the eyes and pallor of his skin, it looks like he has caught some sort of illness. I don't know whether to be horrified or impressed. When I spoke to Dayanara in the vaults of the mortuary, he told me that my deaths had given me some sort of control over life and death. If I see a body, I can see the faint traces of life in it, and coax it forth. For some reason, he will only work on people who travel with me, and only if they die in my presence. Why? In traveling with me, did they become linked to me somehow? I encountered the ghost of a woman named Dayanara, who prophesied that I would meet 3 enemies, but no more dangerous than myself in my full glory. Shades of evil, good, and neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the planes. She said that I would come to a prison built of regrets and sorrows, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. Here, I will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice. For the matter to be laid to rest, I must, quote-unquote, destroy that which keeps me alive and be immortal no longer. Dayanara. A ghostly apparition, Dayanara. Dayanara claims she knows you, but you are her love. Whatever keeps her on the physical plane must be powerful indeed for her to stave off death so long. Dying does not seem to have improved her disposition. Okay, the ad's going to start here in just a second, so I'm going to go ahead and start the break now. I will try and be back shortly after the ad. See everybody soon.